Sorry to Dave's dad, but you raised a hoe. Your mama raised a bitch. Rest herself. Hello, welcome back to bennystake. I'm your girl Benny, and listen, today I'm bringing you yet for another review of Love is Blind Season 8. We're gonna be talking about episode 7 all the way into episode 9. Listen, this show is just like, it's incredibly boring, or then it has just like really weird things happening and there's no in between. And nothing regular. And we're gonna get right into everything. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. I am on a journey to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That means when you see my video, go ahead and like my video, share my video, comment on my video, subscribe if you haven't. Show your girl some love, okay? Show your girl some love, because why not? Why not? You're here, might as well go ahead and subscribe. Your girl trying to reach 50,000 subscribers, which means we need 40,000 more. Hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? God gonna bless you. God gonna go before you. God gonna surround you. Only if you hit that subscribe button now. You know what I'm saying? But please go ahead and subscribe. Help me out. I really am on this journey. I want to take this seriously. I'm trying to be me a YouTuber girl. I'm trying to be a YouTuber girl. So please do all of the things. All right? I'm not even going to hold you. If it wasn't for my setup pissing me off half the time, I'd be on top of these things. Right? Like setting up, it taking me... It be taking everything within me. I'm talking about it be stressing me out so much, and it's like I'm trying to figure out like which setup gonna go best. My mic gonna die, and then I try to do like a live. I don't subscribe to this thing called like StreamYard. I try to do the live, but my camera wasn't connecting to my computer, and when I go on YouTube University trying to learn all the things, it's not making no sense. So now I gotta go ahead and, you know, record everything and then take 3 to 5 business days to go ahead and edit just before I can roll out the content. And y'all, I am tired. I am so tired. So go ahead and subscribe, do all of the things. And if you know these things, like if you've been blessed with these things, somebody help me out. Somebody tell me what I'm supposed to do. My Blue Yeti not working, and then my camera been doing this thing where like it will have this little noise, almost like it's churning on the inside, right? Like it'll do a little crrr. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the sound. That's the best way I can demonstrate the sound. But like my camera been doing that, and I'm just kind of like, what's going on? So even editing is becoming a hustle, trying to figure out like, okay, how can I adjust the audio? And I'm just like, I am just a girl. I really am just a girl trying to do the things. What is going on? Yeah, now it's a lot going on. So let's get into Love is Blind. We had the first, you know, episode, I believe episode 7, where they all went to the freaking, you know, getaway in like Honduras. And the sum total of that episode gave nothing and a half. It really wasn't doing nothing. It wasn't picking up. It really wasn't nothing happening, right? You had, what's her name? Taylor, who decided to go ahead and believe, what's his name? Daniel. Okay, Daniel, who done said he ain't followed her. That baby done say he ain't followed her, never been on her Instagram, and if he did, maybe he don't remember, maybe it's like accidental. That whole situation was a little weird to me. A part of me still feels like that baby might have followed her. Comment down below, let me know. To me, it still feels like that, but I could be wrong, because our good sis was like she gonna forgive and forget. Okay, she gonna forgive and she gonna let it go, and she feels terrible for doubting him and all that stuff. And all of them decide to go ahead and go to freaking Honduras. The whole meetup, the whole everybody coming together really wasn't giving nothing and a half. The whole time I I was so bored, like it just wasn't giving. Everybody seems to be connecting, at least until this point, right? Everybody seems to be getting their love on, they're loving each other. And then lo and behold, beholding the lows, tell me why our good brother Dave gonna start some mess. He gonna start talking about what my sister, okay, on my mother's side, my sister done told me, with my friends done told me that apparently and allegedly, Lori done been in relations with a relationship man that was in relations with her days before the event. And I'm just kind of like, what's going on? Lori not giving the kind of girl that's going to be in relations with anybody 2.5 seconds before they start shooting. Then they going to pan to Lauren and she's like, that ain't even what happened for real like that. This wasn't like a serious relationship. It just was somebody that I was casually dating. All right, that baby may or may not have unclogged my canal a little bit. He may have rang my doorbell, but it was very casual. Never met my friends, never met my family, never met nobody. It just was like a good little hee-hee, a good little ha-ha. And from where I'm standing, I'm like, okay, so, you know, it is what it is. She a grown woman. She dated somebody like very briefly. It wasn't serious. It wasn't a boyfriend. It was a situationship, right? It was giving an entanglement with August. Okay? This was an entanglement with August during June, July, August, September, October, November. It was an entanglement. That's it and that's all. It was a situationship. That's it and that's all. That ain't my man. That ain't no none of that. Nothing. So I'm thinking we're done. Why this baby gonna 2-0 gyrate and stretch this to the point where it's like this becomes such a big deal that they're not able to move forward. She's not able to meet his sister. It just becomes a whole lot of hullabaloo.
Oh, Dave was like, did you date anyone like before coming on here?
It is gonna be kind of weird for me, like I know both of your exes, not like well, but like
not
I
even
know
like
them.
real. Like honestly, I didn't call either of them my
Right, I got you. Yeah.
I was like, I was talking to someone like a couple months ago, but like I wouldn't have said that I dated him. But like Dave has like mutual friends with him. And then the other one was one of my really good friends lives with a guy that I used to date. And so I was like giving him names and he's like, oh, I know him. I see him like at the pool all the time.
It's a little weird that I know them. I don't know them well. But
You like know of them to
Right.
like know.
Right, and I don't want that to affect our relationship.
Why would it? Why would you, knowing the people that she may have been involved with in the past, hurt your relationship? Why would it? Did you in your mind think you was getting what, Virgin Mary? When you walked into the pot, who did you think was going to be waiting there for you? Mary? You've dated women. You've told the whole world that you've been in a quote, an ass to women. You've done that. But somehow you decided to go ahead and crucify her next to sweet black Jesus on the cross of Golgotha. Because she has an ex. Who did you think you was going to get in the pods?
When we go back?
Yeah. Is any of it like, because you know them, you're like, okay, why was she into them and into me? Or like, what's similar or different about us?
No, because you've explained that. You're like, I've been attracted to a lot of different types of people. So
yeah.
No, I'm cool with that. I don't care about that. But like, I asked you if you were seeing anyone right before like the experiment started. Hearing that, I was like, kind of like, okay.
This whole process of like maybe being here and maybe not being here was like months long.
Yeah.
And I like started talking to him a few months ago. I forget, it's been like a month since I've been home. I remember thinking like, if things progress with this person, like there's no reason for me to like go try to find a fiance and a husband.
Right.
The more time that I kind of casually spent with him, the more it solidified that I'm like, I'm not really invested in this relationship. And like,
yeah.
One thing about men like Dave, they're gonna demonize you for living your life, even though their track record is not giving Job. Okay? Even though their track record is giving David from biblical times, that baby was a hoe. His daddy was probably a hoe. His son Solomon, a hoe. Came together because David was a hoe. This Dave, probably of that kind of caliber, but gonna hold you to the fire for living your life as a person. The process of them applying to this show gone probably took a minute. In between, my coochie was throbbing. In between, I needed somebody to go ahead and ring my doorbell. In between, we needed to make sure that nothing down there was turning into powder. We had to keep it going moist. If this progresses with this man, as in I can tell that this man is serious about me, when the application comes back, I'm not finna go. But once I got closer, the relationship was giving nothing and a half. It legit was giving, come unclog my canal a couple times. We might get a drinks a couple times. I ain't trying to have nothing throbbing down there. That's it. A grown woman doing her grown woman business. That's it. But then you got Dave, who ain't got no integrity. Okay? Who ain't got no backbone to him. Who is a liar. We've already established that this man is a liar. You have this man who is also a liar, has admitted that he's been an asshole to women all his life. You have that man trying to crucify you and hold you to the fire for having a little 1-2-1-3 entanglement with August down there in June, July, August, October, November, and maybe a little bit of December. Again, entanglement with August. You have this man holding you to the fire.
This isn't someone that, if I'm trying to decide if I want to like meet my fiance or like see things out with him, I want to meet my fiance. I just like honestly knew he wasn't my person for a lot of different reasons. He was never a boyfriend, never met any of my friends. I never met any of his friends. Like it really was very
and casual. It was just different because like I haven't had a girlfriend for like 4 years.
You haven't had a girlfriend in 4 years. Have you been abstaining in the last 4 years? It's almost like everything she's saying is going through this ear and coming out the other. It's giving willful ignorance. It's giving I have many choices of what I'm going to be right now and I'm choosing to be an ass, which shouldn't be hard because all my life I've been an ass. In the last 4 years, did anybody blow your trumpet? In the last 4 years, did you unclog anybody's canal? I'm talking about reaching. This man never really wanted you. He never really wanted you. He never really wanted anybody. Coming on this here show was just for vibes. Because he promised his sister that he was going to go ahead and not fall in love with anybody. So coming on Love is Blind was just for clout. This is his way to find a way out, but still say just enough. This is manipulative. This is disgusting. That's what this is.
I've dated, but not like seriously or anything.
So then how is that different from what she just said? In the last 4 years, I haven't had a girlfriend. I've dated, but nothing serious. What did she just say? Walk me through where she lost you. And then you got Lauren there who's committed to being a goody two shoes. Yeah. Girl. At a certain point, your brain got to clock in. At a certain point, self-esteem and self-respect has to clock in. At a certain point, you got to go ahead and defend yourself and be like, yeah, what you're not finna do is Susiro and gyrate around me like you are the gift that keeps on giving. Whole time he's looking like tomato sauce.
So like for me coming into this, I kind of thought everybody was going to be similar to that. Like they really haven't had a good time dating. It's been like difficult.
Because why, as a man, I deserve to go ahead and blow my trumpet in every hole. I deserve to do that. I deserve to live my life. I deserve to bust a nut. Okay? But you as women, y'all need to be virgins. If you gonna be with me, even though I ain't got no integrity, I ain't got no backbone, I ain't got no respect, I low-key actually am just so enamored by my sister and my mother, rest her soul. If I could have my way, I'd be laying on my mother's bosom. Okay? And when her titties ran out of milk, I'd go ahead and lay on my sister's bosom to have her produce some milk for me to suck on. That's low-key what I want. But yeah, as these potentials, yeah, it's unacceptable for you to have dated people casually. It's unacceptable for you to have done the very same thing that I did. Are y'all seeing how this man is trying to manipulate her? Are y'all seeing how this man is, in a subtle way, trying to pin her to be this terrible person for literally doing nothing and a half, for doing the same exact thing that he's done for the last 4 years? He ain't had no serious relationship. Do you mean to tell me you were abstaining the whole time? You was getting your celibacy on? No. But I actually don't want to be with you, Lauren. I actually never even wanted to be with Molly. I don't want to be with nobody. I came on this show to build up some capital, to build up some fame for my little business that I have on the side where I be selling dildos, because you know I got me an OnlyFans. That was the joke that he kept telling everybody. He was never into anybody. He was never into none of the women. But you said there, you wanted to be picked so bad. Okay? The red flags were there and you thought it was pasta sauce. You done boiled you some spaghetti, a little meatball on the side, like, yeah, I'm finna enjoy myself.
Like, how do you go from like seeing someone so recently to like, I'm ready for marriage? That just seems like a huge like step in between where it's like, how did you, I don't know. That's tough. Are you nervous about going back and like me talking to Molly?
I'm gonna magnify literally nothing. I'm gonna magnify nothing and a half, create a problem. And then under that same breath, are you okay with me seeing Molly? Because you know, you were not really that serious. You had you a casual dating right before you came over here, so I can tell you wasn't serious. I'm low-key finna go back home and pick up Molly because clearly you were so offensive to me by having a minute of a relation, a casual relation with a dude that I sort of kind of knew and seen at the pool. Are y'all seeing how this baby is setting it up? Are y'all seeing how this baby is mapping out the bullshit to go ahead and play in this girl's face? But the gag is, this is not the beginning. It started in the pods, Lauren. It started in the pods.
Are you nervous about talking to Molly?
The most you had for him was, are you nervous about talking to Molly? That's the most you had. Girl, when they get home, I'm talking about this baby went ahead and added yeast to this and just like blew this way out of proportion to just make her feel like she's a terrible person, to justify the behavior, to justify the ways in which he was getting ready to treat her, to justify the ways in which he was getting ready to go ahead and meet up with Molly and disrespect her, to justify the ways in which he never wanted to have her meet, you know, his family, have her meet his sister, his beloved sister. He never intended for that. So for him to find a way to get out, he done blew this thing way out of proportion. Had this baby boo-boo crying like an idiot every scene she was crying. Crying every scene. So now we back in whatever town, Minneapolis or wherever it is that they are. We back now from the honeymoon. Which, by the way, the whole time during the honeymoon, this Dave, did y'all sleep together? I ain't slept with Lauren yet, though. I ain't slept with her, but did y'all sleep together? Dave, how you doing? I ain't had no sex with Lauren, but did y'all have sex together? I'm trying to figure that out. The whole time, Dave, why are you so red? I don't know, but I know I ain't had no sex with Lauren. Did y'all have sex together? I'm trying to figure it out. The whole time. The whole time. Here come Dave.
Like, I've been asking people, like, have you had sex yet? And they're like, whoa, okay, Dave. Monica gave me like, whoa, okay.
The whole time. So then you had Lauren and Dave on this boat right before they talked about how, you know, she done had relations with somebody, you know, before she done came here, even though she done said it wasn't no serious or nothing, right? Why this baby gonna say, you know, how are you liking everything, like, you know, physically, how you connecting? Why Dave gonna be like, well, maybe not the hair, at least not like that. And so she has the same puzzled look that she's had in the past 2 times now. When that baby told her, whatchamacallit, oh, you 30, you must be unattractive at this point. She was like, ah. And then when he told you that you 30, you probably, you know, need to crank it up. You need to go ahead and start making babies soon because you so old. And then now you had the same look. And of course, he gonna sweep it under the rug, talk about, oh, I'm just joking. A joke has to be funny. Right? Like that's why I don't be understanding. A joke has to be funny to somebody. Who is laughing? Who was there laughing at any point? Who was there laughing? He's not joking. He's taking jabs at you, taking jabs at you for your age, taking jabs at you for your looks, taking jabs at you for what he feels a woman ought to do, taking jabs at you. So now we get home to Minneapolis, Mississippi, wherever they're at. We get home, what this baby gonna keep, I'm talking about exaggerating, I'm talking about magnify the Lord. Magnify the Lord. I'm talking about magnify. This baby done magnify nothing and a half and done turn it into 3 point nothing and a half.
My friends they're just like, their first impression already is like, oh, this girl's dating a guy that we know. Apparently they hung out like the Friday before she left on Sunday. And apparently the guy's like still texting her and trying to see her and stuff. And he lives in the freaking building that we moved into. Like, yeah. It sounds like it was some miscommunication maybe, or just some like non-communication on her part, where like she thought it was over but like didn't end it. He thought they were still together. Maybe the guy is exaggerating or trying to like get on TV, but I don't know. It's one of those things like, do I believe her? Do I believe this guy / my friends? The shitty and like tricky thing for me has been like, my sister knows now. She heard that like Lauren has had a boyfriend going into this. My sister, like she already had her doubts about this and concerns, and now she hears this and it's just gonna probably just make it even worse.
I know this is tough with like all the like outside noise, just trying to not let it affect our relationship.
Yeah.
She has said repeatedly, not a boyfriend, somebody that I casually dated. And the whole time, none of these friends are coming forward to say these things. It's all something that he's saying that the friends are saying. Friends, and I'm putting that in quotation mark. Or this guy might probably be exaggerating for the sake of TV, and I just don't understand, and now my sister knows. The ruler and the queen of my life now knows. And she was already iffy this whole time, like she didn't really trust the whole process this whole time, and now she's gonna be even more upset this whole time. You went on that show too. If everybody on that show is as demonic as your sister is worried, baby, that means that includes you, because you went there. You went there. If in fact this is what your sister is doing, but knowing you and your lack of integrity, this is probably made up, magnified for no reason. But like, you know, my sister knows. Okay, and so at which point were you gonna grow a pair of your own balls and get over sucking breast milk from your sister and your deceased mother, rest her soul? At which point were you gonna grow a pair of testicles on your own to go ahead and be a man worthy of anybody to marry them, let alone blindly? At which point? Because it seems to me like, oh, you know, the friends, and then my sister, and then sort of kind of my sister, and then she dated this person that ain't my sister, but then my sister. Do y'all want us to leave you, give y'all a room with you and your sister? Like, what's going on? Again, nothing serious. Had a little 1, 2, 1, 3 with this person. Was never serious. The same way you did. The same way half the people did. Everybody you go on a date with, everybody that you may be engaged with, does that mean you want to marry them? Does that mean you want to take them seriously? No. It doesn't matter for him, but it's a problem for her.
It's already like, you know, has an
Giving
idea
their
like
opinions.
who you are. They don't even know you.
Yeah.
So it's been, I mean, that's been tough.
So the network has opinions of who she is, and they don't even know her. You do. What's your opinion of her? What's your opinion of her? Because you do. They don't know her. You do. What's your opinion of her? And why is that not enough for you to stand on? Is this network of people and the opinions even real? Or is it just you lying to find a way to exit this situation, but still say just enough so that the public may not, you know, dislike you too much? I don't know who y'all be thinking is stupid, but in this house, the Boo-Boo the Fool not here. I promise y'all. I ain't sure of it. Boo-Boo the Fool not here. And Lauren, you're sitting there. You're never really pushing back on nothing. Just passive. Just ain't no backbone. Spine loose. Crooked spine. Never really saying nothing. This baby's tootsie rolling and gyrating. Never really saying nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fun to hear you talk about her.
My mom, my life in general is just different with her not around.
Yeah.
Because she definitely had a lot more control of like what I could and couldn't do. If that's what she wanted, like I was gonna do that for her. For
Yeah.
Sure.
So I don't know if we've talked about this, but like my dad really doesn't.
This man just told you, you guys were talking about his sister. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's so fun hearing about your sister. Now, mind you, the whole time, even the past, it was just always about the sister. I think my sister gonna like, you know, I think my sister gonna know this music and y'all gonna enjoy that. I think my sister gonna do this. And you, Lauren, like a dummy, was sitting there talking about, oh, what can I do to impress your sister? I want you to pick me, but I also want your sister to pick me. Y'all are talking about his sister, and you're like, oh, so great to hear you talk about her. I love hearing you talk about her. Cool. This baby gonna let you know, the mama, had she been around, the mama had a lot more control of his life. Anything she wanted, he did. And your response is like, oh, that's interesting. You know, my family, we actually, girl. Sometimes it's okay for us to stop and listen. Stop, listen, and comprehend. The sister has replaced the mother. Anything the sister wants, she gonna get. You go further with this man, guess what? You gonna be the carpet on the floor that the sister gonna step on, that he gonna step on, that all his friends gonna step on. And you're going to be sitting there like Boo-Boo the Fool. The sister has replaced the mother. He wants to go ahead and lay in his sister's bosom. That's going over your head. Whole time, it's been the conversation, well, you know, my sister getting upset because you sort of kind of dated and did the things, and then you had an entanglement with August during June, July, August, September, October, November, and maybe December. The sister's so mad about this. The sister's so mad about this. My mommy had control over me. Everything she wanted, I did. The sister has been a constant conversation in your relationship. How are you not able to calculate and plug in the numbers and realize that now the sister is the mother and this baby is currently laid up in her bosom? Lauren, And of course, he never stops. Now they're on this workout little class routine with some of Lauren's friends. And the friends literally tell him, never serious. It was a low 1, 2, 1, 3, not too much. We never even met this person. The ex was many months ago. The same way you have an ex 4 years ago, she has an ex. She's 30. You've dated people. By the time you're 30, you've dated people. You've slept with people. The friends are trying to ask the question and trying to explain to him like, hey, it really wasn't nothing serious. But he knows it wasn't nothing serious. He gets pleasure from just terrorizing this girl, manipulating her, giving her false hope that he's trying to work through it and try to work through all these, hypothetical scenarios that he done built up. I'm talking about this baby pool yeast, active yeast, magnified. And whole time, Lauren is just... Lauren! Stand up! Buzoa wenini? Mami su wenini? Boni weko?
The timeline of everything is kind of hard for me.
Yeah.
What do you expect though? Like what would be an ideal timeline for you?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would have been like seeing someone up until the weekend. So, I mean, that's the other thing I was told.
It was not at all. We were hanging out. He would have been at our engagement party.
That's what my friends have told me is that
we were hanging out with her at some kind of engagement party. That baby was nowhere to be found. And the people that know her are letting you know that's not true. Wasn't with that baby. And even if she was, and were you now? Miss, I ain't got no integrity. I've been an ass to women all my life. Were you not? Even if she slept with somebody the night before flying. And
Have you been on dating apps before?
before, yeah, but not recently.
Have you flirted with somebody at a bar? Prior to going on the show?
Yeah.
I've cried. Every time we talk about this, I've cried. That's not new.
so the whole time, this baby is disrespecting you, lying on your name, and make you feel like you Mary Magdalene before Jesus. You are sitting over here lamenting. Lauren, you are lamenting. This baby that looks like a tomato, unblended tomato. This baby that looks like an unmarketable tomato, gonna have you lamenting for the people of God? Lauren, bow your head. Father God, the spine is loose. You know what I'm saying? I need for you to go ahead and find a way to align it for our good sister Lauren. I'm talking about Jesus wept, Lauren wept, and I'll understand why. This baby looks like nothing and a half, and is currently laying in his sister's bosom. Ain't no testicles inside, but Lauren is lamenting. Align the spine. Align the spine. In Jesus' name. Lauren. And so after 365 days and a lot of tears and weeping and lamenting from our good sis Lauren, they finally decide to go ahead and have this little meetup with, the friends. They're going to host the friends. They're going to host her friends, and they're also going to host the friends that's been talking about her the whole time. Dave, where are the friends? Dave is stammering. And the friends gonna sort of maybe come, but they don't really know. Whole time this girl is setting up the table.
There's just so much to set up. We should have 4 more bar stools.
I know. Well, we'll get creative.
Who do you have coming over?
My friend Adam and Will. They're kind of on standby quick to make sure we want them to come.
What do you mean you want them to come?
They don't want to be forced into making things uncomfortable,
For me,
Yeah.
I want them to be here.
Okay.
I would rather have them make me feel uncomfortable than let this continue to be a thing.
Okay.
So I don't want them to worry about that at all. I can handle myself.
Okay.
I didn't realize they were up in the air about it.
These friends that we speak of, never seen them. It's all Dave talking about all these friends, they're saying these things. It's these friends that are saying these things. Where are the friends? Or they're sort of kind of, maybe sort of kind of, Where are the friends? Y'all want to talk about me so much. Come, we're gonna have a family meeting. We're gonna gather together. Where are the friends? Oh, they're on standby. If you wanted your friends to come and meet this woman that you claim to fall in love with blindly on my screen, if you wanted to invite your friends, you think the friends gonna be on some standby? At this point, half the cast, they done met the parents, they done met some people. Only Dave. Well, the friends are sort of kind of Are the friends even real?
Well, I mean, they're just, I don't know. Obviously, like, your friends will back you. Like, they want to back me and be supportive. And
Yeah, I'm just still not fully understanding how this is like impacting us this much. Like, you didn't flirt with someone at a bar like a week before you came here.
I mean, flirting's different.
I get that.
What do you get, Lauren? Like, Jesus is supposed to be the one to give us grace. What do you get? What exactly are you getting? Why are you coddling this man? This unmarketable tomato. This who you coddling? Well, flirting is different. Oh, I get that. How is it different? What are we talking about? You really sat here and let this baby gaslight you to the point of tears repeatedly. At which point are you going to deduce and deduct that this baby don't want you? He never did. At which point? Girl.
I'm not saying it's like the most comparable.
I mean, I'm single. I flirt all the time.
And I was single the day before like going on the show.
But like, I wasn't like going home, hooking up with people literally a day before.
It was not a day before.
I mean, that's what they think.
I did not hook up with him the day or even the week before coming here.
They said like for a fact, like I know that they were together like the weekend before.
Do you wanna go ahead and marry your friends? Do you wanna go ahead and, cause we don't judge. If y'all wanna come together, y'all can come together. You and your friends. You could throw your sister in there too. All y'all can come together. Because it's all about what they think, what they want, what they know. All about the friends, all about the sister, and never about the person right in front of you who has told you repeatedly, it wasn't that. And you know this. But you don't actually want her. You want to lay in your sister's bosom. That's what you want to do. Do y'all think she was lying? I'm not saying that. I'm not seeing how this Laura girl is lying. This baby is gaslighting her. This baby is trying to manipulate her. This baby is trying to come out as a hero, not doing too much, and blaming her for things that he did. Blaming her for things that everybody did. She didn't know she was going to be accepted on the show. In between, she flirted, had somebody, unclog her, can now live her life as a grown woman with autonomy over her body. She lived her freaking life the same way you did. But you want to crucify, lay behind the sun. You want to crucify this baby. And she's sitting over here lamenting. This the most balls we've seen our good sis show in this entire episode. This the most we've seen her speak up for herself. The whole time she just, girl.
I don't want to choose between you and my friends, but I feel like these things just keep adding up and adding up.
That's where I'm getting frustrated, is like there's all these things adding up and like I'm not there to defend myself. He has like one version of this and it's like very different than my version, and I understand like that's very frustrating for you. You were like, you knew for a fact that I was with him the night before. That's not a fact. It's not true.
How do I know that's not true or not?
You don't know that that's fact or that's true, but somehow you've decided to believe the words of this random strange man that you sort of kind of maybe knew at like a club or like a pool party or whatever. However way you know him, you've decided to believe their words over the woman that you decided to go ahead and marry blindly. on my screen. What the Lord put together, ain't nobody gonna sunder. You, your friend, and the man that you think done slept with Lauren 24 hours before she done came on this show, you, him, and your sister need to go ahead and come together in holy matrimony. Nobody gonna sunder that. Get off my screen, okay? Get off my screen and go ahead and gather your sister that you are obsessed with. It's my sister. Whatever she wants, it's my sister. My sister gonna be mad, it's my sister. And these friends that got you by the ball sack, okay? Y'all need to come together in holy matrimony. And nobody gonna sunder that. I will make sure of it. You know what I'm saying? I will make sure the people of God leave y'all alone. Y'all need to come together in a holy matrimony. Dave. Unmarketable tomato Dave.
Like, I don't know. Everything they've relayed.
They're telling you facts that aren't facts, though.
Apparently this guy thinks that you guys were together literally like within 48 hours.
Is it 48? Is it 24? The number keeps changing. Because why, Dave, you were lying. And you know it. For some reason, Laura doesn't. That's why she keeps lamenting on my screen.
Of you leaving for the experiment. I mean, my friend was with this guy on a ski trip like a week ago. And so it came straight from him. Like,
He is someone going into this that you didn't think super highly of.
I mean, I don't even know. I've only met him a couple times.
And he's, yeah.
The main thing I'm trying to figure out is like, this was not just like a, oh, hey, sorry, our casual hookup's over. I'm going to go get married now. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't fully understand how that makes me not ready to be here.
How do you see somebody for a couple months
Because
and
he
not
knows,
have
like,
any sort of like closure with that? Like, how do you not explain that?
I did explain that. Like, the whole time we were so casual. Like, the last time that I saw him was like we got ice cream together and he told me about the Hinge date that he had the night before.
Okay.
This was like a very explicit, like, friends with benefits situation. It's probably longer than it, like...
He got her out here explaining herself. This baby is calculating, well, we had ice cream. And this person, you know, they had a date the night before. He literally has this girl. Explaining herself on national television. After she done lamented for a week and some change. Over something that you done magnified. Ladies, y'all need to be wary of these manipulation tactics. Notice how he's saying just enough. Almost like making her question her own sanity. Such a narcissist.
Feels good to think about and hear about, but, like, I don't understand how, like, me hooking up with someone, me, like, being friends with benefits with someone for, like, 2 months equates to me not being ready for marriage. And, like, that's where I'm struggling too. I'm not trying to, like, hide anything. Like, I'm so honest with you about all of this. Everyone in my life is so confused, like, why this is a thing, because they're like, this is such an insignificant part of all of this, and I'm not trying to, like, discredit.
You should discredit exactly how he's feeling about it. You should. Because ain't nothing for a grown man with his testicles attached that should be feeling any way which way about this. If they're a man of integrity, if they're a man of valor, if they're a man who respects women, they shouldn't feel no ways, no how about this. Except he done told you he ain't had no integrity though. Right? He been an ass to women all his life. You done thought just because y'all found each other in the past that he done picked you instead of Molly, that somehow you done transformed him from an asshole to a child of God, to a man of God. You can definitely belittle what he's talking about because it's giving nothing and a half. I plugged it in. I did.
How you're feeling about it, but I'm confused that, like, this is the thing that is prohibiting us from figuring out, like, if we want to get married.
We're about to get married.
I
It's
know.
fucking weird that like you were with some other guy and then next thing you know, like I'm spending every night in bed in the same bed with you. And like we barely even hooked up. And it's just
I know, because, like, you've been somewhere else for the last week.
I have, yeah. And I feel like for good reason too.
I'm spending every night in bed with you, and you done slept with this other guy like a week ago, which she didn't. But somehow the fact that she's had sex with other men somehow makes her what? Impure, undeserving of you. You who has been an ass to women all your life. You who has no integrity. You who has been lying this whole time. Do y'all see how he's beating her down? I'm talking about kung fu the whole time. Do y'all see that? But he's saying just enough. But like, you know, I'm here and I want us to get married and I'm trying to work through it. But like, you also slept with this guy and it's like, I'm laying next to you. Okay. You've slept with other people in the past. Does that make you unclean or undeserving of being married to somebody? But somehow it makes a woman that. Ladies, y'all need to be paying attention to these men. These men that want to count how many people you've been with. These men that want to do all this extra stuff. Y'all got to pay attention to the ways in which men want to beat you down for the very same thing that they be doing. Because men be sleeping with women. But then it be the same men that be having a problem with women who slept with men. Beating her down. Beating her down so much so that now you got me over here defending a white woman. You got me defending the rights of the whites. That's a problem.
Like, if I was seeing somebody going into this experiment, I definitely...
I was not seeing anyone going into this experiment.
Okay, I mean,
This
I'm
is
just...
not someone I dated. We never like went on dates together. We never like slept over at each other's houses or places. We never like hung out with each other's friends. This is not some like, yes, you're like, oh my gosh, 2 months, like that's a long time. It's really not when there's 15 other things that you're focusing on and like have such a strong gut on like what I want and like the person I want to be with. And like it was very obvious that he was not that person. And so like, yes, the easy thing to do would be like, okay, I'm not interested, but like I continued to hook up with him. I continued to like not address stuff that I should have addressed. I know I should have handled things differently.
Do you see how he's making her feel shame for a very normal part of life? This wasn't gonna go nowhere, but again, my coochie throbbing. That's it. He has done that for the last 4 years. He's done that with women. I don't really want to see y'all seriously for real. But I need somebody to blow my trumpet. Why not? Do you see how he's demonizing her and beating her down for it? She's taken so many punches from this man. Now she's finally trying to be like, okay, but I sort of kind of, maybe I could have seen how wrong he was, that maybe I didn't sort of kind of like end things with him, but like I slept with him, I'm so sorry I slept with him, please, like, girl! Stand up! There's nothing you had to handle differently. I'm sorry. There's nothing you had to handle differently because he didn't. For the last 4 years, he had never had serious relationships with no woman, right? Because we've already established that in his spare time, when he's not on his OnlyFans, in his spare time, this baby be laying on his sister's bosom, while simultaneously his boys are grabbing him by the testicles. He just lay like this and they're grabbing him down there by the ball sack. We've established that's what he's been doing for the last 4 years. In between, he hooked up with women. And nothing you should have been did differently. Nothing. But he done beat you up so much. He done beat you down so much. You sitting over here justifying, maybe I should have kind of handled things differently. Why? Shebi, it's your own coochie. Lily Phillips decided to sleep with 100 men in a day. Shebi was her own. Was it not her own coochie? Was it not her own canal? Lauren, stand up. Align your spine. Okay? Align your spine.
And I feel like I like lost you this week.
You never had him.
I don't know how else to show you that like I'm here and like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be like doing this shit if this wasn't for you. Like this really sucks. But like if the end of it is like you and I figuring it out, then like I'll do it. but like you have to like meet me halfway.
I know, and I'm trying. I really am. I've been trying, but it's just been a lot. I hear it not only from my friends, but like my sister has mutual connections. She's just like, who is this girl that you're engaged to that was like with some other guy?
I've never in my life had to like defend my character.
Because the sister never been with another guy? Or let me guess, the sister been with you all her life? She never been with a man? She never hooked up with a man? Lauren is such a demon for hooking up with somebody casually. Your sister's so disappointed by that. Why? Why? And I keep having a feeling that the sister and the friend and all these people have nothing to do with this. It's all you, Dave.
Never been in a situation.
And you shouldn't.
But I'm here, like, I have to because everyone's fucking talking and I'm not part of the conversation.
And that's what I'm saying sorry for that, because you don't deserve to get that type of treatment from people that don't know you.
Except she's not getting that type of treatment from the people that don't know her. She's getting that treatment from the person that proposed to her blindly. She's getting that treatment from you. Because you keep asking her, how could she go from hooking up with somebody and then, you know, being ready for marriage? My question for you, and the question that I had hoped Lauren would have the spine, okay, to ask. I would be asking you, okay, with you not having your testicles aligned and attached to you to stand up to all these naysayers, at which point, how can you then say that you can be ready to marry somebody without your testicles attached to you? That's a question I'd ask. Because you worried about me and what I did and how ready I am for a relationship. I'm worried about the location of your testicles and whether or not, because you ain't got no testicles attached to you, and how you can then say that you are ready for marriage. Blindly. Where are the testicles? I've never had no testicles laying around my house, but let's just look and see if it's here, because clearly it's not with Dave. It's not here.
Because I know you, I feel pretty damn well. I know you're like one of the best people I've ever met. That's part of the reason I fell in love with you.
Are y'all seeing the dance this baby's doing? I'm gonna beat you up just enough. You gonna start apologizing for things you ain't got no business apologizing for as a grown woman. And then I'm gonna throw a little false hope to you. You know, you don't deserve that. I'm here with you. Because I wanna drag this TV time as much as possible. I'm gonna insult you just enough to still encourage the fellow people to start watching. Right? Because you have a lot of idiots and podcasts that's going to go on the podcast and talk about how, like, you know, maybe she's sort of kind of like, it's going to like, I'm going to do just enough. Dave, sorry to Dave's dad, but you raised a hoe. Your mama raised a bitch. Rest herself.
And I'm just, I guess I'm just really trying to tell you, like, I'm struggling.
I do need like you to like work through this too. Like I'm frustrated that like this is like such a blockage. Like I
I've
don't
been
think there's
working through it all week, and I'm just like going to bed at night. She was just doing this with some other guy like right before she came here.
I was not going to bed with him at
I'm
night.
just saying, like, that's in my head, that's what it feels like. And it's been very hard for me to get past that.
She's so unclean. She's so dirty. You know, she slept with other men. She's so dirty. I've slept with women my whole life. For the past 4 years, ain't had no relationship. All I did was, and I'm being generous with this finger. Let's go ahead and move it to the pinky. This all I've done for the past 4 years. And this is when I wasn't laid up at my sister's bosom while my friends massage my testicles down south. For the last 4 years, this is what I did. But Lauren, it's you that's so impure. You're a very dirty girl. Very impure. I can't get past that. David, at any point you're ready to go ahead and transition, I'd welcome it. right? Because what's our sister, the poets that told us, y'all be worried about transgendered people. Perhaps a lot of y'all may need to go ahead and transition, because then at least then we can begin to understand the bitch in you. Dave, you a hoe. You a narcissistic hoe. You look like an unmarketable tomato. You, your sister, and your friends needs to go ahead and come together in holy matrimony. Nobody gonna sunder that.
You okay?
No, to be honest.
Okay.
What are you gonna go do about tonight?
I don't know. I'm starting to think they probably shouldn't come.
When am I allowed to be part of talking to your friends about this? Because if it's never, then like this is never gonna work. You gotta decide if you're gonna lean in or not.
And that's what I've been trying to do this week.
You saying you're trying this week, I haven't felt that, and I like wanted to give you time to do this. But like last night, I literally like laid there and cried for like an hour before falling asleep because I felt like so disconnected from you and like so frustrated about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not getting anywhere.
I've been tempted to just walk away. Friends, family, they're like, why can't you guys just date?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we could. Neither of us have to be here, but we're choosing to be here. I'm like really trying to like get back to where we were literally a week ago. I've never felt this type of like love for someone else. I am still in love with you and I still am there with you. I'm just also trying to wrap my head around this whole situation.
I love you too, and I want to marry you. Like there's no question about that. I don't know how else to like say that that's where I'm at now. And like I don't know how else to communicate that or show that, and like
Yeah.
I want more than anything for like you and I to be okay, and like yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to give up.
I'm gonna give you just enough hope. Just enough. And so at this point, he decides to leave because he's just so triggered that he gonna go ahead and leave the apartment. Lauren, you're still talking about, oh, I still wanna marry you. On what grounds? You gonna take everything so long as at the end of this you get to say that, oh, you know, Dave and I worked through it. Why?